Call it a holiday news dump. The courts in downtown St. Louis have just issued a ruling. Retired Judge Stephen Omer, who was appointed to oversee the expulsion case of Sheriff Alfred Montgomery, just handed down his ruling. Sheriff Alfred Montgomery is now permanently barred from office. He's no longer the sheriff. That is now permanent. Judge Omer found on 2 of the state's 6 charges that the sheriff had crossed a line that he could not cross. 1, putting former jail commissioner Tammy Ross in handcuffs on February 14, Valentine's Day. And 2, just a few days after taking office, when the sheriff barged into a South City gas station, temporarily disarmed a former deputy, and then later tried to say both of those incidents were just internal affairs. The judge didn't buy that. He said that was an abuse of his power, that he was trying to enact and enforce criminal laws, which the sheriff in the city of St. Louis has no legal power to do. On the other counts, the sheriff won the legal argument that maybe budget disputes in the office over whether or not they could afford to transport inmates to and from their jail cells and medical appointments, or whether or not his kids were getting a ride from one of the deputies hired in the sheriff's department, or even just some spending decisions about costly badges or take-home SUVs. The judge chalked all of those things up to maybe blunders, maybe errors, but not impeachable offenses, not high crimes and misdemeanors, as it were. And on that 6th and final count, that the sheriff is incapacitated from doing his job while in federal custody, the judge in this case issued no ruling whatsoever, basically saying that's still a pending matter. I don't see a need to issue a ruling. But it doesn't matter. You didn't need to get all 6 of those to have a guilty plea here. This is a civil case, not a criminal one, but still, any one of these charges would have resulted in Sheriff Montgomery losing his job. On 2 of them, the judge finds he is no longer fit for the office of sheriff in the city of St. Louis. Sheriff Montgomery out, Sheriff John Hayden, who is the interim, likely to be named permanent, and now starts the battle over the replacement, whether that's at the ballot box and when, all still to be determined.